Hi everyone, Rob here from Big Tank with part 2 of our vlog series looking at the power of video to train. Now there's no getting away from it, video is an absolute godsend when it comes to training people with its ability, when created properly, to engage, educate, inspire and drive thought. But as with most wonderful solutions out there, it isn't a magic bullet, so just recording a 1-hour PowerPoint session and sticking that on YouTube is not going to change you or your audience's world. So how do we create training content so that it does what it says on the tin and effectively trains people? Well, as a starting point, the success of any training video will only be as good as the quality of the content that you're starting with. As we've alluded to, taking poor content and making a video of it will not make that content any better. So, start as you mean to go on and make sure any content you want to put out to train your audience is well crafted, it's relevant and designed with a clear goal in mind. Now, with your quality content in place, the biggest challenge is keeping our wonderful tech-savvy brains engaged. Scientists are now saying the average user attention span is about 8 seconds before we switch off if we haven't been stimulated. So that means using slides where nothing happens for minutes at a time just won't work for you. So always try and use multiple elements with your content, such as an engaging and interested narrator, or better still, having a presenter in vision while slide content is on screen. And if you have the budget to work with, bespoke filmed and animated content for training purposes is super effective. Not only does it allow you to be dynamic, upbeat and creative in your training, it also says to the viewer, this looks so good because we value the content and we value you as an audience, and that is why we've approached it properly. Now, the next most important element you should do with your video training is make it digestible. Even if you have a course that needs to cover an hour of content, always break that content down into chapters and specific topics that are far more digestible than a single hour of continuous content. It's just like when you have a great book where the reader's taken on a journey with twists and turns and changes of pace in a plot. Do the same in your training videos and the results will be far more engaging. So if you have even a 10-minute training session, try and break that down into 3 modules of just over 3 minutes and it will be so much more engaging. And one of the best features of pre-recorded video training content is it can be viewed again and again. So if you've broken the content down into chapters and specific content areas, if someone wants to brush up on a particular area of their training, they can find a short specific module you've created and jump straight in, rather than having to wade through lots of content that might not be relevant to their current training needs. So in a nutshell, start with great quality training content and work down from that. But don't get too bogged down in long segments if you can avoid it, and instead break down the elements to short, digestible sections so that the audience will stay engaged. And finally, treat your content and your audience with respect. If the content's very detailed, work extra hard to present it in an exciting and professional way. And don't just pop a slide on a screen and talk over it in a monotone voice, unless of course you're making videos to aid sleep. That's it for this episode, guys. As ever, if you have any questions on how to get maximum engagement from your training content, do get in touch. And wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and I hope you have a brilliant day.